In last week's episode of Soap, Chester's brain surgery proved he wasn't responsible for Peter's murder. Ordinarily, this would have made Chester happy, but Chester doesn't remember the murder, Peter, or even himself. Jody told Dennis that Carol is pregnant and he's responsible, and that he asked her to marry him because that would be the responsible thing to do. Then he decided to drop his plan to change Elaine as it might kill her, and he doesn't want to be responsible. Confused? You won't be after this week's episode of Soap. This is the story of two sisters, Jessica Tate and Mary Campbell. These are the Tates, and these are the Campbells. And this is Soap.
Chester, how wonderful. Up and around already.
Oh, red hair. I love redheads.
See how much better he is, Mrs. Tate? He remembers your hair color. Now, I can't tell you my wife's hair color. The man has more of his marbles than I do. How are you, Mr. Tate?
Fine, just fine. But the lamb chops were fatty.
Lamb chops?
Oh, no, it's a common mistake. He thinks I'm a butcher.
So do I.
Intern, are you here to take me to therapy?
I'm not an intern. I'm your son.
My son's a doctor.
Dad, it's me, Billy. Billy, I'm not a doctor.
Well, I want you to know the family is very disappointed in you.
Darling, you'll be coming home soon. Won't that be nice?
With you?
Yes.
This is nice. I like her. Great balombas.
Excuse me, I have a surgery to perform.
I hope it's not a vasectomy.
Hi.
Hi.
Well, I'm here. What's the surprise?
Well, it isn't really a surprise. Maybe a little surprise. It's not a great big surprise.
Just tell me.
I've decided to marry you.
Really? What a surprise. But that's a great surprise. I'm really glad.
Well, now, I have another surprise that maybe isn't really a surprise. It's kind of a...
Just tell me.
Well, my father just came into town, and I thought, that since he's here, we should tell him.
We.
Well, Daddy's kind of overprotective. He's always thought of me as his princess, so I thought you could tell him.
Wonderful. I have to tell him that the princess is going to marry the queen.
He already knows you're gay. No, I told him that when we moved in together, so he wouldn't worry. Oh, it's going to be so easy. Come on. Here he is. Hi, Daddy.
You must be Jody, huh?
Nice to meet you, Mr. David.
Hey. Please call me Boomer.
Boomer?
Yeah, it's just an old nickname when I played fullback at Duke. Nothing could stop. Hey, scotch, neat.
How's my princess?
Just fine, Daddy.
Yeah, I call her princess.
Yeah, I noticed.
Well, Daddy, I have something that I want to tell you.
Oh, shoot, princess.
What she's trying to say is we're going to be married.
You too?
Yeah.
I thought he was,
I am.
Well, that doesn't seem to make a lot of sense.
Oh, well, yes, it does, you see. Because I'm
Huh?
We're...
The princess is pregnant, Boomer.
Pregnant? Well, Jody, that's very noble of you. But what about the guy that's responsible? Where's he? You?
Mr. David, for what it's worth, I'm gonna be a very good husband and father. You'll never have to worry about Carol.
Well, thanks, Jody. I appreciate that. It's just that it's a bit of a surprise. In my day, things were a little different. But the most important thing is Carol's happiness, what she wants. If she's happy, I'm happy. That's all I care about.
Oh, thank you, Daddy.
Excuse me, Mr. Dallas, there's a phone call for you.
Thank you. I'll be right back. Boomer.
All right, let me tell you something. If you ever bring that faggot around, I'll knock his teeth down his throat.
Well, Daddy, if that's the way you feel, then why did you say the things you did?
Well, a person has to be civil.
Here.
What's this for?
To wear. They're your clothes.
You're giving them back to me?
Yeah.
It's a trick. You want me to put them on so you can rip them off again.
No, it's not a trick, Elaine. I don't want to do that anymore.
So what's your plan now, to kill me?
I don't have any more plans, Elaine. I'm giving up.
What does that mean?
It means I don't know what to do. There's one thing I do know, and that's I can't go on like this. Of course, I don't have a lot of happy choices. Being with you has been murder, and leaving you would literally be murder, so I don't know.
It's that awful, huh? It's that awful being with me.
It sure has been. And the thing is that there was a time when I had the feeling it didn't have to be. Once, I think you had a day when you were nice. Just a nice, normal lady, and I really enjoyed you. In fact, I thought we had great possibilities. But then the next day, you were spitting food at me and calling me yuts.
I don't hate you, Danny.
Well, you sure give the best damn impression of it I've ever seen.
I know.
Well, why do you do that, Elaine? Why do you treat people that way?
It's a long story.
I got time.
I had a sister once. She was a couple of years older than me. Her name was Diana. She was bright and beautiful and good and kind. She was one of those people who made everybody around her feel good. When she was 16, she was killed in a car accident. The night she died, my father, in his grief, said to me, "Why wasn't it you?" So, my mother was dead, and my sister was dead. And my father, who I loved more than anyone else in this world, wished I was dead. And I got angry. I got angry, and cold, and mean. And I decided then never to love anybody ever again.
Oh, Elaine, I didn't know.
I love you, Danny. And maybe someday, if it's not already too late, you'll love me.
Hi.
Yeah, what are you doing down here?
I was waiting up for you. I guess I didn't make it.
Something wrong?
No. I just wanted to see you. I haven't seen you for 3 days.
3 days. Mary, come on. You saw me this morning.
This morning, I saw you as you were leaving the bathroom and I was entering. You said, "Good morning, we're out of toilet paper." You're never here. You're always working.
Come on. Hey, I'm building a future. This is for us, kiddo, for you. So you can have everything you ever dreamed of, like a bigger house, huh? Don't you want a bigger house?
No, we don't want a bigger house.
Mary, go back to sleep. I'll talk to you in the morning. I never met anybody who doesn't want a bigger house.
I don't. I couldn't care less about those things. When did you ever hear me say I wanted a bigger house? All I want is you.
You got me. You got me. I just want you to have everything.
My friend Margot has everything. Her husband built an empire and she has everything. Except her husband, of course. You know how happy she is? She starts the day with Cocoa Puffs and vodka. By 12 o'clock, she's forgotten her name. Bert, I have everything I want and everything I need right here with you.
I also need to do it for me.
That's something else.
I need to know I can do it. My father never did it. He tried, never did it. He was a short man, you know, not more than 5'6". A little guy with gigantic dreams. He always figured if he couldn't be tall, he could be big. Well, he was neither. He had to watch his kids grow up on potatoes. I'm lucky I got a tooth in my head here. We never had enough to eat or rooms of our own. He was a beaten man. He always looked like something was hurting. Even when he smiled, he looked like something hurt. I don't want to be my father, Mary. Every time I look in the mirror, I'm afraid I'm going to see his hurting, scared little smile on my face. I need to do it for me.
You're going to keep doing it.
I gotta, Mary. Come on. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm thinking, yes, I understand you. And yes, I see what you mean. I am also thinking that tomorrow, when you're driving home, and some drunk jumps the center divider and you wind up dead, you will have spent the last days and nights of your life working. I'm also thinking that.
Well, that's the last time I asked you what you're thinking.
It's late. Let's go to sleep.
I love you.
I know. Hi, everybody.
Oh, hello, Mary. My goodness, what is that?
It's my famous apple walnut coffee ring. I made it for Chester. It's his favorite.
Oh, that's so generous of you, Mary. Do you think Chester will remember it's his favorite?
So, what's going on with you three?
Well, Eunice is depressed, and Corinne is depressed. And I was just debating whether or not to join them.
Sounds like fun.
Actually, I think I've been depressed quite a lot lately. I mean, I eat a lot, and I just simply cannot sit still.
I don't think you're depressed, Ma. I think you're horny.
What is horny?
What you feel like when you're not having any sex.
Horny?
What a funny word.
Well, actually, I am not having any sex because Chester's in the hospital. But, Mary, I don't think not having sex could make me eat a lot.
Wrong. I have been eating like a pig.
Bert can't again.
No, he can, but he's never home.
I've gained 6 pounds since my wedding.
That makes no sense at all.
Well, when Tim's mother died, so did our sex life.
I've gained 5 pounds since Dutch left.
Dutch? You and Dutch?
Eunice, he's a criminal.
Oh, you're gonna lecture me, Mrs. Fallen Priest?
Mary, look, we've eaten all the nuts.
You know, I'd love a piece of that.
No, now, Corinne, that's for Daddy.
Oh, just one piece?
Well, look, since it's a ring, I could cut out one piece and then put it together. I love sex.
So do I.
Well, actually, I think it's pretty wonderful, too. But I'm not entirely sure I should.
Mary, could I have just a little piece of that?
You see, our mother never told us that it would be pleasant.
No, what Mother said was that it was required, like going to school had been, and that the best thing to do was close your eyes and make out your grocery list.
And she also said that if you were really lucky, your husband would have a mistress, and then the mistress would get stuck with it.
What a terrible way to live.
Well, Corinne, that was a long time ago before they discovered sex wasn't filth.
It took you a long time to tell me that sex was nice.
That's because you knew before I did.
I like it in the morning.
I think the earliest I ever had it was noon. I don't think that could be counted as the morning.
Bert likes it in the morning, too.
I don't like the morning because of all that light.
What, you like it in the dark?
Mm-hmm.
Not me, you never know who you're with.
I keep track.
What I mean is, it's nice to see a person's face.
Face?
Well, I like it in another room.
Doesn't that make it very difficult for Bert?
No. With him, Jessie. With him in another room.
Where?
Oh. The kitchen.
Outside is nice.
Well, I don't think it really matters where you do it, just as long as you do it well.
Bert does it very well. With my first husband, however, it was like a news bulletin. Brief, unexpected, and usually a disaster.
Oh, Mary, look what we've done.
The whole thing. We almost ate the whole thing.
We couldn't have. I only had one piece.
Me too.
Well, that's all I had.
Eunice, please, one piece. You had at least 3.
Me? Oh, please. Your mouth hasn't been empty for a minute.
Girls, please don't fight. I'll make Chester another.
Oh, good. Anyway, it's not our fault. It's theirs.
Whose?
The men. If we weren't so frustrated, we wouldn't be eating like this.
That's right. If I wasn't really so horny, I wouldn't be eating this apple.
I didn't even like this apple ring. I think I had 6 pieces.
Campbell and Son.
Bert.
Yeah.
Look, I know you're busy, but what I figure is this. churches don't have to pay taxes, right?
Right?
Okay, what we do is we put a steeple on top of this building that we're building. No taxes.
Steeple on top of a 45-story office building, huh?
Right.
Yeah, well, that'd fool them.
And a bell. A steeple and a bell.
Steeple and a bell, huh?
Yeah.
Sounds a good idea.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's really very good.
Yeah, I thought you'd like it. I'm gonna get right on it. Yeah.
What's the matter with you? Danny, that's the most idiotic idea I ever heard. Danny, hey, come on, go home. You used to stay here because you didn't want to go home, and now you got something nice to go home to, huh? So
yeah.
Go home.
To Elaine, my wife, who I love. Good night, Sal.
Good night, Danny. Would you sign this for me, please?
Yeah, what is it?
A letter of recommendation to help me find a new job?
What?
I can't stay here.
Sally, what are you talking about? You're the best. You're the most incredible secretary I've ever had.
Bert, I'm in love with you. I can't stay here because I'm in love with you.
No, you're not. You're not. What you're having is not love. What you're having here is
Lust?
maybe lust, could be lust. I know it sounds like your typical lust, and lust is not serious. Lust just lasts 2 or 3 days, and it's gone.
I'm ugly. That's it.
You're not ugly. What are you talking about ugly? What makes you think that you're ugly?
Because you don't want me.
Because I'm married, not because you're ugly. Oh, which you're not.
Yes, I am.
Sally, please. If I wasn't married, I'd be with you in a second.
You would?
Sure. You're a very desirable person.
No.
Yeah, look. Mine, you got very pretty hair.
Oh, thank you.
And your eyes, you got gorgeous blue eyes. And, you got a mouth, really. What a wonderful mouth. It's like a very sensual mouth. And, oh, you got legs that are so sensual. I'm married to help.
Days I can't concentrate. Nights I can't sleep. I'm a wreck because I love you.
Sally, listen to me. Listen to me now. You feel this way right now because there is a slight vacuum in your life. And you want to put me in there to fill it up. That's all. That's it. Come on. Sally, stay, please. Stay.
Okay, I'll stay.
Good girl.
But if you should change your mind about us.
Oh, I'll get in touch.
Anytime, any place, please. I'm yours.
It's good to know. It's good to know.
Will Danny and Elaine stay in love? Will love be enough to keep Bert and Mary together? Will Sally's love for Bert ever be fulfilled? Will the love of his home help Chester get his memory back? Will Jessica, Mary, Corinne, and Eunice get what they'd love to get? Or will they just get fat? These questions and many others will be answered on next week's episode of Soap. In last week's episode of Soap, Carol told Jody she'd love to marry him. But Carol's father was not in love with the idea. Chester is coming home to his loved ones and would love it if he knew who they were. Mary's professor would love to see more of Mary, but Mary would love it if her professor would leave her alone. Bert has met Mary's professor and would love Mary to leave school. Eunice would love to see more of Dutch, who she loves, but she can't because Dutch is running from the police who would love to catch him. Elaine told Danny she loves him and hopes it's not too late for him to love her too. Danny would love to love her. And Sally told Bert she loves him and she'd love to be his lover. Confused? You won't be after this week's episode of Soap. This is the story of two sisters, Jessica Tate and Mary Campbell. These are the Tates, and these are the Campbells. And this is Soap.
So you see, Colonel, if we leave before dusk, we can seize and destroy that bunker.
And that would be a good thing to do, you say?
It's the only logical step in the liberation of France.
Bentley! Could you help me?
Sure.
My wife will be down in a moment.
Oh.
What does she look like?
Dumpy, broad, short, black hair. Nose like a fist.
What's her name?
Eric.
Thanks.
The bunker, Colonel.
Major, are you sure that I'm Colonel Tate?
Positive, sir.
Baldwin. What is that?
Steak.
It's burnt.
You like it that way.
Good morning, darling.
Ah, Monica, right?
Jessica. Chester, dear, I'm your wife.
You are? Hey, great. We get along, don't we?
Yes. How are you feeling today, Dad?
Dad?
I just introduced myself to him in the bathroom.
But, darling, he only remembers things for a little while.
About 5 seconds.
This is Billy, Chester.
Ah, Billy Chester.
Oh, I'm your son, Billy.
My son? My own son? Oh, what a wonderful thing. A son, Geraldine. A fine, strong son. Oh, Billy. Bill. My boy Bill will be strong and as tall as a tree. My Bill. Have a seat, son. Smoke?
No, thanks.
Keep it from the rest of the troops, but the Colonel is a lunatic.
Morning.
Good morning. Have we met?
Begging the Colonel's pardon, sir, but what about our mission?
Oh, quite right, Major. Quite right. Promise me you'll be here when I return, Marjorie.
Yes.
Well, I'm off.
I'll say.
When Johnny comes marching home again from war.
A real loony.
Mother, what are we going to do about Daddy?
What do you mean?
I think he needs to be somewhere where he can get proper care. He can't get that here. Maybe there's some place that has some sort of therapy that could
Oh,
help him.
Eunice. You mean put Daddy away in an institution? But, darling, the doctor said that he might snap out of it any time.
And maybe not.
Eunice, I don't want him to come out of it with a bunch of strangers. I mean, if he looks up and sees a bunch of faces he doesn't recognize, he might not know he's come out of it.
Dad and Gramps just blew up Mr. Kirby's garage.
Mr. Kirby's going to be very upset.
Especially since he was parking his car at the time.
Here it is. I packed it up for you.
Thanks.
I think everything is here.
Great. Before I forget, I want to give you back your key.
Why don't you keep it?
What am I going to do with it?
Well, you never know. Maybe someday you...
Then I'll ring the bell.
Just because you're getting married doesn't mean that we have to stop.
It does.
Come on.
My blue V-neck, you know, I thought I lost that.
Listen, you know, a lot of guys have mistresses. You'll have me.
But that is not mine, Dennis. That is yours.
No, it isn't.
Well, it's not mine.
Sure it is. You bought it at the flea market.
Dennis, never in my life have I bought a ceramic hippo. It's yours.
Why is it mine? Because you hate it?
Fine, it's not yours, it's mine. I love it, thank you. I wish I had two.
All right, I'll keep the hippo. I mean, if you think she won't like the hippo, I'll take it.
It has nothing to do with her.
Hey, it doesn't go with her decor. I understand. It clashes with early uptight.
Goodbye, Dennis.
Jody, wait. I'm sorry, please wait. What do you want me to do, crawl? I mean, I rebuff you just one little time.
Rebuffed? You got married.
Well, still, how long are you going to make me pay for it?
That's not what I'm doing, Dennis. That's not what I'm doing at all.
Well, come on. Don't tell me you're marrying Carol because you've suddenly gone straight.
No, I'm marrying her partly because I should and partly because I want to.
And what about us? I thought you loved me.
I do.
Then how can you marry her?
Dennis, she's having my baby.
So she's having your baby. So what? And anyway, how do you know it's yours?
It's mine.
I mean, it could be anybody's. It probably is.
Dennis, come on.
Jody, the little sled has got more guys jumping her than the hurdles. And you're going to be the jerk that supports her. Well, I hope you're happy with spit up on your shoulder in the milkman with your wife.
Eunice. Eunice.
Dutch!
Eunice, is that you?
Who is it, please?
What do you mean, who is it? It's me.
Dutch!
Eunice, keep it down, will you? We don't want the whole world to know we're up here.
Oh, it's okay. Only Mrs. Mendelbaum knows.
Who's Mrs. Mendelbaum?
She's the super of this building. She buzzed me in. Didn't she buzz you in?
Eunice, I just escaped from prison. Nobody has to buzz me in. Eunice, what are you doing on that roof?
You said to meet you on a roof, so here I am, on a roof, meeting.
Eunice, I said 814 Delancey Street. You're on 816 Delancey Street.
You said 816 Delancey Street.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You said 816 Delancey Street. I know this because your birthday is August 16th. 816, see?
Eunice, my birthday is August the 14th.
Oh. Well, Dutch, come over to my roof, okay?
No, Eunice, it's better this way. Because this is goodbye.
What?
This is goodbye.
Are you crazy? You call me down to a slum in the middle of the night for goodbye?
Well, yeah.
I come down here on a subway full of flashers right into the middle of junkie heaven for goodbye? Stay right there, Dutch. Don't move from your roof. I'm coming right over there to push you off.
Eunice, this is crazy. You can't be involved with me. It's no good for you. And if I'm with you, I'm going to get caught.
Don't worry about it. In another 2 minutes, you're going to be dead.
Eunice, don't try to come across there. You can fall.
Oh.
Eunice, what is it?
I'm scared of heights.
Stay right there.
Oh, I'm so nauseous.
Don't move.
What if I throw up?
Don't look down.
Oh, I hate you.
Eunice, I love you.
Yeah, you love me so much you're leaving me.
But I'm doing it for you. I'm leaving you for you.
Don't do me any favors. I don't want you to leave me. I hate you. No, I don't. I love you.
Okay. Okay, I won't do it. I'll take you with me.
Oh!
Eunice.
Oh, darling.
Eunice, we're 6 stories up. We can't make love in midair. What do you think? I'm a dragonfly? Back up, honey.
Okay, darling.
Listen, here's the plan. My grandmother has a little farm upstate New York. Now, nobody knows it's there. I'm going to give you my directions how to get there, and you read them very carefully. And I'll be there tomorrow night.
Oh, Dutch, a farm, our own little farm. Oh, I'm so happy.
Honey,
Yes, darling.
let go. Here's the directions. Here. Now, you come as soon as you can.
Okay. Goodbye, my darling, and be careful.
Don't hug me, just kiss me. I better go. And remember, Mom's a word.
Okay, shh. Mom's the word. Mrs. Mendelbaum!
smelled it coming up the driveway. Oh, I love popcorn. You know, when I go to the movies, it's just to eat the popcorn. I don't care what's playing.
Me too.
You know, one day when you were 2 years old, I gave you some popcorn. You shoved it up your little nose. That wasn't a sad story. What's the matter?
I'm pregnant.
Oh, Corinne. Oh, that's wonderful. I mean, that is really wonderful. No?
It's a terrible time to have a baby. Tim can't find a job and we're living here. He's so depressed. How can I have a baby when everything's wrong?
You mean you want to wait until everything's right? You might never have a baby.
But you see, when I thought of me pregnant, I kind of pictured it differently, you know? Like, I pictured a little Cape Cod house with a vegetable garden and Tim going off to work and me fixing food in my little country kitchen. The only thing I got right was the food. It's just not how I pictured it.
Nothing ever is.
Do you think it would be wrong if I didn't have the baby?
It isn't a question of wrong. But I do think that if you don't want a baby, then you shouldn't have a baby. You know what? I think you want the baby.
I do. It's just I'm afraid to have a baby when we have nothing.
Oh, you have more than nothing. I mean, you may not have the kitchen and the garden and the house, but you have Tim. He loves you very much. That's much better than a Cape Cod kitchen, Corinne.
It's a Cape Cod house, Mom.
It's much better than a Cape Cod house, Corinne.
I know.
Why do you want to live on Cape Cod? I mean, it's very damp, Corinne. You're never going to have a nice hairdo.
I don't want to live on Cape Cod.
Then why do you want a house there?
It's a type of house, Mom.
You're scared, aren't you? You know, every time I was pregnant, I was scared. I was always afraid I wouldn't know how to be a mother, although I already was a mother. But I was always scared that I wouldn't know how to do it. And I did it.
You think I'd be a good mother?
You'll be a wonderful mother, like me.
It's kind of exciting, you know?
I know.
I'm gonna have a baby.
You told me.
A baby.
A baby. My baby is going to have a baby.
Oh, I don't want you to think that I started that train strike just to drive you home.
Thanks for the ride.
You have incredible eyes.
No, they cross.
Listen, I've got a headache. Could I trouble you for some aspirin?
I don't think we have any.
Could you look?
Oh, yes. Wait right here.
Hello?
Hello. Jeez, I'm sorry. We thought we were alone.
Obviously.
Hi.
Hey, Ma.
Sit down. Professor Martins was just having some aspirin and then he's leaving, so sit.
No, it's okay. We really have to go.
Oh, don't be silly. Stay. There's no reason to leave.
No, that's okay. We have tickets to go see Chorus Line.
Oh, forget it. It's a terrible play. It got awful reviews. Don't waste your time. Stay here.
Ma, Chorus Line has been a hit for a couple of years.
Oh, Chorus Line.
Yeah.
I thought you said Conga Line. Because Conga Line was a terrible play.
No, it's Chorus Line we're seeing. Good night, Ma.
Good night, Mayor. Good night.
Good night, Professor.
Good night. Good night.
Well, did the devil and Miss Jones leave?
Hi, Chuck. Hello, Bob. How are you?
Right now, how does y'all looking for action?
We were just on our way out, Mary.
Oh, no, don't go. Stay. Just sit down and let's chat for a while.
Well, not tonight, Mary, not tonight, because tonight I got me a date with a doll. See you.
How was the aspirin?
Oh, fine, fine.
Good. Well, good night.
Oh, so soon? Good night. How'd you get that?
What? My neck?
Oh, that scar.
Oh, that. Well, when my sister and I were young, we saw this Errol Flynn movie, and we were practicing a duel with coat hangers, and she won.
Oh, horrible. Horrible.
Well, it happened over 36 years ago. I'm over the initial shock. Anatole, what in the world are you doing?
Well, I'm just attracted to you, and I can't help showing my feelings.
Well, I can't help showing my feelings either. Get out.
Mary.
Anatole,
Mary.
please, what are you doing? No, wait.
Well, I'm not just going to stand here. I'll go tell him. Well, tell him what? What am I... Oh, God. Bert, do something. What can I do? Do what? I don't know. Oh, God. Get me away from me. Oh, boy.
Well, you are lucky my husband wasn't here to see this because you would not be alive to groan. Get out!
Come in.
I don't know who else to call.
What happened?
You said anytime.
That's right.
Anytime, anywhere, any place. Well, I know it's late, but here I am anyhow.
Bert, what happened?
Nothing much. I went home and found Mary and her professor. Mary and her I found Mary and her professor.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know whether to burst in or what. I felt like bursting. I was so angry, but I didn't know what to do once I burst in. I mean, I wasn't going to kill him, so why burst in? What was I going to do? Burst in, put out some taco chips and talk about it? So I just went to a bar and I had a drink, or 17. It's okay, though, because I hold my liquor very well. Hey, maybe it was the professor and some other woman. Maybe Mary loaned them the couch. That wasn't very strong, old Sal.
That was ginger ale, Bert. I think you've had enough.
Hey, you know what? It was probably the upholsterer. Mary wanted new slipcovers for the couch, and he was getting a look at it. An upholsterer who looked like the professor getting a good look at the couch. On top of Mary. Gonna kill him, Mama! Crazy place for a table. Who puts a table in here? Don't panic.
Bert, you're not going home. You're too drunk and you're too upset.
What's he do? What's he do? Recite poetry to her? Is that the big attraction then? Is that what does a little poetry? The guy comes along and tells you your eyes are pools, off come the pantyhose. Is that what I have to go through life worried about? Guys who rhyme their way into my marriage?
I can't believe she did that to you. I mean, I just can't believe it.
Well, if you can't believe it, can you imagine the trouble I'm having here?
How could she ever do that to you? If I was married to you, I'd never even look at another man.
You wouldn't?
Oh, are you kidding? Doesn't she know how lucky she is? She should thank God she has you. Instead, she's all, God, it makes me sick. She'd do that to you. And in your own house, no less.
And on our couch.
On your couch.
I picked that couch out.
You didn't.
Color, I picked out the color. The good color goes with everything. Oh, it's going with everything now. Oh, Mary, I never thought she would do that. I mean, how could she do what she's doing? You know, what am I going to do now that she's done what she did? Oh, God. It's my Mary, too. I want to die.
Bert, you can't leave.
I could if I could find the door.
You're in absolutely no condition to go anywhere. You're sleeping here tonight.
Where?
On the couch.
Oh, well, as long as it's on the couch.
With me.
Will Eunice be happy living on a farm with Dutch? Will Jody be happy with Carol? Or will he be unhappy without Dennis? How happy will Tim be when he finds out Corinne is pregnant? Will Bert make Sally happy? And if he does, how happy will that make Bert? Will Mary be happy studying English in the professor's class? Or should she take karate instead? For the sake of everyone's happiness, should Jessica put Chester away? Or should she let him go through life as a happy-go-lucky idiot? These questions and many others will be answered on next week's episode of Soap.